I pull this thing, all you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow you.
Minutes, I could tell this was not going to be a good night for Joe Biden. What was going through your head at that time?
Well, it was a big evening, and you could feel a lot of energy. Boy, energy like you haven't felt in a long time. On any of the debates, I've done a lot of debates, and we've had great success with debates, but this was something very special. For whatever reason, it just seemed big. And when I got to Atlanta, and this was at CNN headquarters, there was a lot of excitement. There were trucks. I call them the $10 million trucks. That's with the antennas all over, and very incredible equipment. I'm looking at things that are, it's just more of a scene than it normally would be. And it really was that way right from the start, right from the moment they introduced us, and then they introduced him and introduced me, and I walked out and I saw him, and he looked extremely pale, to put it nicely. And I don't know, maybe it was a good makeup job or maybe it wasn't, but he was a very pale-looking man. And when he started to speak, I don't know, I thought his voice was weak. I didn't know exactly what was happening. It was strange. I do have to say that the CNN, Jake and Dana, were really, they were pretty good. I thought they were fair. I thought they were fair in the questions. I thought to me. But it was a strange evening. I will tell you, it was a strange debate because within a couple of minutes, the answers given by him they didn't make a lot of sense.
No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. his ass off. Trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they playing. Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going? Oh, where did I go to the loud joint? What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Cannon Speaks. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share the stream, let people know we live. You catching the replay, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing. We can use that constructive criticism over here. You want to donate to the channel? $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super chats, rumble rants, always welcome. What's going on, Jay?
What's good, Cannon? How you living?
I can't call it. Oh, man. How was your weekend?
What was this weekend?
I guess post 4th of July weekend. I don't know what you would call it.
Oh, my 4th of July was cool. My Friday or Saturday, something like that, I got sick.
Oh, dang. What happened?
So I don't know. I got into something or something like that.
Bad potato salad?
Something. I don't know what it was. Got me all jacked up, so I look a little out of it.
Oh, man.
I'm good, though. We survived.
That's good. I didn't really do much this weekend. What did I do this weekend? I got a haircut. I went with my son and my nephew to get a haircut, and that's about it. I tried to chill out as much as possible. It was so cold. It was hot outside. When I say it was hot, it was ridiculously hot. It was too hot. Like, it was 98 degrees on Saturday, but you know how they do 98 degrees with the heat index. They had them in like 105 or something like that. It was something crazy with the humidity because it rained the night before. Oh my gosh, yeah. It was hard to breathe outside. I was like trying to breathe through a straw, man. But had a good weekend. Ate up all the leftovers that was left over after 4th of July. So that was a good thing. Those are gone.
It was real hot over here too, but it kept raining. It was like, I don't know, it was 80, 90, and it kept raining. So we had a good little 4th of July. We ate good. Had a lot of different stuff. What we get into? Oh, we had like 3 different types of ribs, I think. The slow cooker, the grill, and something else. The sweet baby ones, the sweet baby backs or whatever that we had. Something like that. Sweet baby
rays?
Something, I can't remember what they're called. Just whatever they picked up, my dad picked up.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm thinking about the barbecue sauce.
we did. My kids love that sweet baby rays barbecue sauce too.
Everybody does.
They're big fans of it.
That high fructose corn syrup in there. Can't beat that. Yo, it was too hot. Yo. It was way too hot. All I know is that I tried to chill out in the house as much as possible. But you know, kids, they don't want. Can we go somewhere? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm like, yo, why don't y'all go sit down and eat a popsicle or something? Like, it's too hot to be going outside playing and y'all passing out. Y'all telling me y'all thirsty. They didn't drink. You remember the little hug juices, the little barrels?
Yeah.
So I bought a bunch of them. Right, they had them on sale at the Aldi. So it was like $3 for a box of like 20 or something crazy.
Did they like them?
Oh, they loved them. They loved them so much they drank them all in one day. Jay, they were gone. I had to put a rule. I said, don't go in the refrigerator without asking me. Like, good Lord, you're going to drink me out of house or home. I'm already drinking me out of house and home. Y'all going to drink me out of house or home.
I tried to give the kids those hugs drinks before, and they were like, what is this? I don't know if they would change their mind right now or not, or if they just didn't like the taste of it. So maybe their tastes have changed since then, but I did try to give it to them before because I was like, oh, this will be affordable. Let's give the babies this and see what they say. They were like, what the heck is this, Daddy?
Now, I will say is that hug juices do not taste like they used to taste back in the day.
You know what was good? The Squishables or whatever they were called. Squeeze-Its were really good.
Squeeze-Its, yeah. Squeeze-Its and what was it? Kool-Aid Jammers. It was always jumping.
I gotta go look this one up. If I could figure it out, I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I heard that they came back out with the ecto coolers, and I didn't get to try one. Did they?
I did see ecto coolers in the market like a while back.
Did you grab them up?
I did.
They're probably like $100 a pop now. while you were playing.
Yeah, I know, right? I should have got me some. Monique said she remembered Capri Suns. Capri Suns are still a classic. They are still a classic. Sunny Delight, baby. Or if he was poor, Tampico. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Tampico and Sunny D, I couldn't tell the difference. My father used to get Tang. My father loves some Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to always have powdered Tang in the house. So, speaking of juice, I think me and my wife going to start cold pressing juices. I was looking up one of them masticating blenders or whatever, like the cold press juicer. It was like $150. Not a bad price. I think we're going to start doing that. You know, cause I started going to this like raw juice bar, and I like it. So I usually get the same blend because I'm like a creature of habit. I don't really deviate from the norm, right? So they had beet, ginger, pineapple, and pear, I think it was, with some coconut water in it. It was pretty dang good. So I get that every day. But it's $10 a bottle. So I'm like, I might as well just do this myself. Every morning, just give me a nice big old mason jar. Every Sunday or something, just make juice, you know what I mean? Put them in mason jars and just grab one up for the day. So,
we have one of those, what is it called? The Soda Streams or whatever?
Oh yeah, Soda Streams, yeah. My sister bought my father one, and he doesn't even know what he did with it. I was like, really though? Like, that was a really good present. And you lost this Soda Stream? Come on, bro. Come on, son. Oh man. Anyway, guys, if you guys didn't know, a new episode of Hotep Movie Reviews has been put up on the Canon Hotep YouTube channel. Again, the new episode of Hotep Movie Reviews has been put up where we reviewed Bad Boys 4, Ride or Die. It is it's one for the record books, guys. I'm telling you, it's great. It was great.
I saw a DMW poster. He went to go watch it too.
Oh, he did? Okay, that's what's up. Montoya says, I guess she goes to the juice bar for carrot orange juice. That actually is not a bad combination. That sounds good. But I'm gonna get this maybe this weekend. I'm gonna get a juicer, and then we're gonna start cold pressing some juices. So, trying to keep it healthy. Yeah, trying to see how it works, man. But anyway, guys, y'all saw at the beginning, it was Donnie T talking about his experience with old Joe Nicholslick up there on the debate stage. He said that he was losing it. He was losing it shortly into the debate. Now, Jay, we got a house divided. Seems as if the Democrats want Joe Nicholslick out. Well, I'll say like half the House wants Joe Nicholslick out. There are a lot of Democrats and constituents that think that he cannot, or he is not fit for office, Jay. He is not fit for office, but you let Joe Nicholslick tell it. The elites, they're after him, though. The elites are out to get him.
Yeah. Isn't he one of the elites?
Exactly, Jay.
It's elite on elite crime.
Minutes, I could tell this was...
Sorry. Exactly. He's one of the elites. So this is the funny part, right? When I heard that thing, I guess he was talking to Morning Joe. And he was like, the elites, they want me out. And I'm sitting there like, that's not true. You're one of the elites. They want to keep you in. Who wouldn't want to keep in a puppet that you have full control over? Right?
It's like we're under Barry O's third term. He might be running things from behind the scenes.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm tired of running this country from behind closed doors.
He's coming out. He wants the world to know. Got to let it show, Jay.
Gary, look. In about, let's say, 10 to 20 years from now, they're gonna go on record, the big media companies, and they're gonna go on record and say little known fact, this was actually Barry O's third term. Blah 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 blah. Most of the things that were done behind closed doors when he met with so and so and so and so, and they're gonna have receipts for all that, and that's gonna come years later, because that's a similar play that happened when Woodrow Wilson was president too. It turns out that he was sick half the time when he was president, and most of the time he was agreeing for stuff behind closed doors, but his wife was signing off on stuff, and his other people were signing off on stuff. He would just give the nod or whatever half the time. Yeah, because he wasn't even there in the capacity to be running the country.
He was a space cadet.
There's no way that this character Joe is running that very much of anything either. So They are looking at the options. It seems like they're looking at weighing the options of do they want a repeat of the LBJ Chicago riot delegation system that happened, because what happened with LBJ is he decided, he was in the middle of Vietnam and he decided, I'm just gonna sit this out, and whoever wins. So it was supposed to be Bobby Kennedy was gonna win. Then they MK Ultra Saran and to get Bobby out. So Bobby was gone, and what was left was, I think, Edward McCarthy was left, and then he was way up in the polls. But they threw the election basically because they didn't want to back him. They wanted to back was it Humphreys for the whoever the VP was for LBJ at the time. Okay. So they sent him in, and a whole riot broke out there at the Chicago convention for the Democrats because they were wanting to nominate McCarthy to be the pick for the presidency. But LBJ and his people and the other people said, no, give us the vice president instead. And so that's what they did. There was a big tussle and fight. I think you can see some of those images on the YouTube and different spots where you can watch. And so they got him. They lost big time to Nixon. Mm-hmm. Whenever they ran, he didn't have enough support, the vice president. And I remember. So they said when he lost, he broke down bawling and wailing. But I think that they're going to see something similar going on with. We could have something similar anyway going on with the upcoming convention. We might see some. It's not something as drastic, maybe, but it could be a little bit of a repeat if we see them start to argue up there.
Exactly. We got P-Dog Knight in the building. What's going on, P-Dog?
Also, watch for a lot of sneak dissing, too. Mm-hmm. The entire time that they're coming up there and saying this and that and the third, they're probably just going to be propping their own self up and then sneak dissing Joe in a way to kind of throw this whole election off. I don't think that they're going to come up there as a united front, and it certainly doesn't look like that right this second.
I agree. And that's what I was trying to say. Like, I think it's the elites that want to keep him in power. And it's the everyday Democrats, because not every Democrat in the House and the Senate are shills. You know what I mean? They're like legitimately there for their causes or whatever. And I think that they see the writing on the wall, but the elites are like, yo, we got a puppet that we can control, that we can do whatever we want with. We need to keep him in office as much as we can or by any means necessary. However, like I brought up last week, right? How do you take an election? How do you steal an election for a person that nobody likes? How do you steal an election for a person that nobody has confidence in? And I'm not just talking about the House and the Senate. I'm not talking about other politicians. I'm talking about the people. Even the people that was doing the electric slide in the street for Nickel Slick, don't trust them no more. Don't have any confidence in them no more. So how do you steal an election, or win one for that matter, when you got a bunch of people, when you got a candidate nobody likes, and then you got a vice president that people like even less, right? Because they just completely steamrolling over Kamala. Like she's not even in the talks as a viable replacement. They went straight for your boy Gavin and Big Gretch. They even got Michelle Obama in the talks, and she says she ain't even trying to do it. But this is what I say about Michelle Obama. Everybody's like, well, she says she doesn't want to do it, so she's not going to do it. If the collective tell you to do some shit, guess what you going to do? If the collective say, shut up and jump, guess what your ass going to do? You're going to jump.
They will be giving Barry a fourth term.
Right.
They're wearing that man ragged.
Like, think about it, right? Like, your life ain't your own after that point. Y'all think she's a sovereign being? No, she's not a sovereign being. But that's my tenfold Koofy take. I think that the Democrats can't afford to lose this election. I see them pushing his ass out of there. But the elites don't want to get rid of him because it's easy work. It's easy money. It's easy. He can drool in his bed. Nigga just hold his hand while he signs some shit in. You know what I mean? That's what they like about him. And he won't remember it tomorrow.
Nasty work.
Nasty work. Speaking of nasty work, apparently now they're saying he got Parkinson's, and there's some doctor that came in and tested him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they said that this is, and they threw up Trump's favorite number, 88, because they said the doctor checking on Biden went to the White House 8 times in the past 8 months. And I was like, oh, well, they might be signaling that they're trying to get him out of there. Then could always be the October surprise.
It could be the October surprise. It could be it looked like Mika Brzezinski even asked him if he has Parkinson's. Check this out, guys. Check this out. See what she said.
You've been tested for any age-related illnesses, pre-Parkinson's, or anything like that that might explain sort of having a night like that where you couldn't finish sentences?
Look, I had before, I was feeling so badly before the debate. When I came back, they tested me for, I thought maybe I had COVID, maybe there was something wrong, I had an infection or something. They tested me, they gave me those tests, I was clear. So, but look,
what does Joe need to do with those?
But the fact of the matter is,
I said, what is Joe doing with those papers? He just suddenly starts rattling the papers out of frustration when Biden's talking about,
he told his chick don't ask that fucking question, and she did it anyway.
She's like,
she has no respect for that man.
Joe was like, I gotta rattle some papers around here. His hands were clutched like this, real tight. Like, don't make me loosen these hands because it's gonna be a backhand.
You already know I killed the bitch before. I do it again.
Facts.
Chris, look at what I'm doing. I mean, let me put it this way. If there was something that was wrong that night, it's not like it comes and that's one night and it goes away. That's why I've been out. I've been testing myself. Been testing everywhere I go.
Okay.
Going out and making the case.
He completely just dodged the rest of that question, though. First off, I don't even think that's him talking. I don't even think that's him on the phone.
You think that's the AI?
I think that's the AI. I think that's the voice modulator. I think that's the plutonium space modulator.
He asleep somewhere.
That's somebody doing a damn good Joe Biden impersonation right there.
I was out till 2:00 in the morning that very night. That very night, it drives me nuts. People talking about this. That very night, I'm talking to large crowds. Look at the crowds we've gathered.
Meanwhile, he had a cold. He was sick. But he out talking to large crowds at 86 years old after the debate where he just flubbed everything and gaffed everything up. Like, think about that. You know what that tells me? They gave him his drugs at the wrong time, and the drugs released after the debate. He started to become cognizant, or I just don't. And then you hear like Joe Biden talking to him like he's a kindergartner. You know, you did it, Joe. You answered all of the questions. We're gonna give you a gold star, put it right in the middle of your forehead. Let me check your diaper and make sure you didn't piss yourself. You just have to go change them.
It's rough, but so with him, they do have it where it's just like those 15-minute interviews, and it's like scripted or it's like edited. We all know it's edited though, right? Like when they go on with George Stephanopoulos, who was good pals with that guy on the island. They have these intervals where they cut out all that other stuff and they chop out the worst elements of it to make it look the best they can.
Yeah. So I don't know. And the thing about the Parkinson, I don't know, because now you got Mika Brzezinski saying something about Parkinson's, and I'm like, that to me that's like a red flag, like, because I'm assuming she said this before the news had broke about the quote unquote alleged doctor coming to see him for Parkinson's.
Yeah, the business.
Yeah.
It's like they're telegraphing what they've got next in the script, so they're trying to see which way things will move.
And I heard they were wearing Corinne Jean-Pierre ass out today. She earned her money today, allegedly. Answering all them questions about Parkinson's and that's hard. That's the rest of her job. Her job for the rest of this term, up until election, is going to be running interference for the president's health. We running interference for the president's health. Like he's done for, yo. Like I said, you got all the people. Democrats that aren't like a part of the part of the in crowd. They want him gone. Everyday people, they like, yo, he done. But you got the people that's a part of that, that machine. So we got to keep them there so we can continue to do all this bullshit we've been doing all this time. We gotta crash the system so we can get this great reset going. You know what I mean?
Under Newsom.
Under Newsom.
Yeah. So the maybe game plan is we get Donnie T back in.
Mm-hmm.
The second he gets back in, then the system goes down economically, right? Yeah, financial crises.
They make them the patsy.
Resets. But we're having telltale signs of those banking crises already when we had Sam Bankman-Fried. We had all the banking collapses that were at those regional spots. So we might go right back into that, especially with the hyperinflation taking place and all the economic woes that have been going on. So the second that he gets back in, they could just release the floodgates on these institutions and try to dial back some of this economic practices that have been woeful for the country's best interest, and that could really hurt America in the long term. Yeah. And that would be exactly what they would want under the right. They would want that. So that's the easiest way to say, look at the right, what they've done to the economy. That's why we need Newsom in there. He'll bring us back.
Man, listen. First of all, I don't think that Nicholson got Parkinson's. I think he is cognitively gone. Because even if you got Parkinson's, you can make decisions. He's completely cognitively gone. He don't have Parkinson's. If I'm not mistaken, Parkinson's, like, it stiff you up like the Tin Man, and the medicine is what make you shake, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I think the medicine is what make you shake on Parkinson's. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the medicine, like, you lock the hell up. But
he was the original one that's put that out there a long time ago about him going to drop out and say something went wrong with my brain. He was the one that put that information out there from the get-go. Right.
Oh, we covered that. Yeah. I wish I knew what episode that was. I remember that. He said that. We have it on. It's in one of the episodes on this channel, y'all. He said that. He said that. Out
of his mouth. He said that he will claim that there's something wrong with his brain, and he will jump out and let Kamala run things.
And there's something wrong with his brain, but everybody sees a cash cow. As far as, like, think about it, right? That's that one parent that you just be like, hey, I got a field trip. I just need you to sign this. They don't read it. They don't do nothing. They just fucking put their signature on it, and then you're off to wherever the hell you going to. Right? Like, HJ got it right with the whole the substitute teacher analogy.
What was the substitute teacher?
Biden's the substitute teacher. He's the one that you get away with everything. The substitute teacher come in and they can't control the class, and the class doing whatever they want. You know what I mean? That's Biden. You know what I mean? Like, this is literally don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. This is exactly what it is. He is don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. I said that how many times on this daggone channel. He is don't tell mom the babysitter is dead. That is who Biden is. Period. Full stop. And they don't want to get rid of that, because why would you? Why would you want to bring in somebody with fresh eyes and that might think for themselves, that might want to buck your system a little bit, like, you know what I mean, an RFK figure, or even a Gavin Newsom might be. I mean, he's in the family. You already know that he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew, and he's already talking to China. They already visiting the city of California. Who knows what's going on in California when it comes to, like, the foreign relations with China over there?
Yeah, he was rolling out the red carpet for the red flags, right. And it was crazy. Like, they were like full scale communist supporting with that. So they're gearing up for that worldwide Agenda 2030 stuff, and they're gearing up for that eventual launch of that chip when they're gonna mark everyone. The mark of the beast will be on the way. Once they fully crash the
system
economy, the economics here in America. But we don't know how much. It could be within 8 years. It could be within 20. It's just something that's gonna eventually be a reality. Because what better way to keep track of people than to start chipping them like cattle? And that way you can have full control. If you have full control over people's credit score, their credit, their online identity, and their outside identity, then you've got full control over them as your strong man for the rest of their lives. There's like nowhere you can go or hide or anything.
And then it's alleged that it says Biden cancels meeting with Democrats to discuss his future. I don't know how, this is allegedly a Fox reporter saying this, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe by the end of this week we see Biden, relinquish his throne, for lack of a better term. But
you know what it will come with, though. I think it will come with him saying that he met with. I think it'll come with him saying that he's met with Kamala or some nonsense like that, and that because he owes so much to the, just like when he did all that, the grandstanding for Ketanji Brown, I think they could do the same thing where they say, well, this is a way to get out of this. You could say you're passing on the torch to a woman of color.
Right.
And that now is the time to stand together and embrace what the future holds, and that you're remedying the mistakes of the past. I think they could pull that stunt. It would be the same. They would be pulling the same thing with Michelle if they bring her into the fold too.
Allow him to bow out gracefully.
That's the bow out gracefully technique that they would really be able to get well if he said, well, the doctors did say this, that I'm starting to lose it a little bit, and I want to have either Michelle or one of these other characters like Kamala be that torchbearer for this thing to go down. But we might not see that until maybe October.
That's true.
We might not. They might get through the convention, but with this much media attention on chipping away at Joe, it's playing right into the hands for Donnie T to get in, because you're already like the media. Like, this is the left wing media we're talking about. This isn't brand new. Joe has been like this. The king has no clothes. He's been like this. This isn't brand new. He's been falling down. He's been shaking hands with ghosts. He was wandering around in the White House where nobody even wanted to even get near him. And he was just wandering around aimlessly while no one was even wanting to come over and shake his hand or talk to him or anything. They wanted to avoid him. The only person they wanted to see anytime they had White House events, they wanted to go and shake hands with Barry.
Yeah,
if Barry was there, they wanted to go kick it with him. They didn't want to see Joe. Joe's not running anything. And this was just all that, the whole debate thing, that was for the normies. That wasn't for the people that have been clued in since day one. That was for the normies. That was for the people that didn't know, because the media has been running, they've been running interference this entire time. They've been putting the wool over the sheep's eyes. They didn't know that Joe was like this. So now they're surprised. Oh, I didn't know Joe was out of it. I didn't know he was an elderly dude that didn't know he's coming or going.
Right. Like, we was calling that shit from day one.
But what were they doing though? But you see it in the comment section, right? When they turn those comments on, then they're like, oh, we got to get the orange man out. And, Joe is so aware. And so even the AP article that didn't make sense that came out that said Joe is focused, but also confused and unaware or something. And you're like, that's convoluted. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So they're trying to sell it back again to the people of, yeah, he's not really all there. And they also started bringing up once it came out about what? The laptop. The laptop is a hoax. That's a Russian, is disinformation. Right. That laptop isn't real. Oh, the laptop is real. Okay. That diary is a hoax. That diary is Russian disinformation. Okay, the diary is real. So now we know, right?
Right.
So all the American people know. Now they just have to pick and choose what they want to look at.
That's fast. Well, it's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks, guys. It'll be interesting to see if Joe Nichols Slick steps down in the next few weeks. It just seems like, that's where we're headed. It just seems like that's where we're headed. But we'll see. I don't know. You got people that think that they're not gonna out him or oust him. I think they're going to oust him. But we'll see how it goes. I want to take this video out. This girl has a little bit of rage inside of her, and I think she's a little misguided. So we're going to check out this one video. Bring it up for you, Jay. Boom. Bow. Boom. All right, let's get it. Let's listen to this girl's rage.
If you one of them black people that want to vote because you think you're finna get a stimulus check from Trump, I need you to get your broke, ignorant ass away from me. You're broke because you're sticking your tongue out like a fucking dog for money that you're not entitled to, that you're not gonna get. You're ignorant because you didn't even know that he's not behind that shit. The pandemic was. If there's no pandemic, there is no stimulus check. So all of this, yeah, I know for sure I'm gonna get mine. Oh, he a good person. He freed the rappers. He freed rappers that are felons, that are telling their fans to vote because they know that black people value rappers' opinions, even though these niggas can't do shit but burst their cheek and talk about fucking hoes. This is what they know. These white people know that all it takes for a nigga with a chain on and some type of status to be, oh yeah, Trump freed a nigga, to get all the counterparts to vote for this man, even though he has done nothing for you and our actual community as a whole. But what he has done was try to get 5 million.
So she says that Trump's done nothing for the black community. So the 91% of the lower middle class that his tax cuts tax cuts help, he did nothing. The First Step Act, who let out people who had non-offense crimes.
Wasn't only just the rappers. It wasn't only like Lil Wayne and
Kodak Black and
Kodak Black and all the rest of the people, or Snoop Dogg and his people that he called upon. So it wasn't only them. It was a lot of folks that he was helping out.
A whole lot of people, and we saw that at the one State of the Union. Just everyday normal people who
they were mad at the State of the Union. Nancy Pelosi was ticked because he had all those different people up there in the stands, right? That he was like, we're gonna help them. We're gonna help them. They were like, oh man.
Yeah.
He's been like, what you think about it though? Donnie T was like on the Wendy Williams show and on Oprah and all that stuff. He's used to being around that kind of a stage environment. Regis and Regis and Kathy Lee and all that stuff. He's used to that kind of. So when he was at the State of the Union, he did make it like a game show just about, but he was just telling it like, yeah, we help this person and this person. You get a car.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and it's it's the crazy part is that people fail to see the good that he's done, or they willingly ignore to see the good that he's done for the nation as a whole, not just black people, not just white folks, for the nation as a whole. They don't want to talk about the tragedy that's been the last 4 years of the Biden administration, right? It's just like this girl is ignorant, and I'm not, and she maybe she has her convictions, and maybe she just talking.
She might
to the
come
wrong
around.
people.
She just needs to come around and become Hotep, and she'll be all right.
She's just a young dummy with extra eyebrow space up top. But it's ridiculous. But let's keep it going. Let's see what else she says.
But what he has done was try to get 5 men sentenced to death because of rape that they did not commit. They did not do that to them girls. And even when they came out to be not guilty, he didn't even lend out an apology.
So she's talking about the Central Park 5. And let's talk about the Central Park 5 real quick. So Jay, they had that not even a documentary. I gotta get in the
HBO.
No, not the HBO one, the Netflix one. So Netflix did one a few years back, and everybody thought it was a documentary. And I start watching it. This isn't a documentary. This is a movie where the director is taking his liberties, right? So they added some things in there. They added things about the district, the prosecutors and stuff that we couldn't possibly know. But it was all inflammatory to get people all rattled and stuff like that. So what I did, right? Because I'm a figure outer, guys. Didn't know that. I found all of the interrogation and interview tapes, right? Of the 5, right?
Cool.
So let's do this. So they said they prosecuted them, or they charged them about their parents being there. False. Every last kid had their parents there except for one kid, because that kid was 16, I think, or something like that, or 15 or 16, and he didn't have to have his parent there. Every other kid had their parent there. You know how I know that? Because I watched them. I watched the interrogation or the interviews, whatever you want to call it, at the police station. And guess who was there, Jay? The parents.
Who was that?
The parents.
The parents every time.
Every time. And every one of them kids admitted to doing some effed up stuff that day in front of their parents. Right? So this is the picture that I got from watching the entire thing, right? and this is raw footage. There was like 40 kids running roughshod through Central Park, beating people up, robbing people. They had knocked a homeless man unconscious and stole his little bit of like money and beer that he had. They chased a man with a pipe, hit him over the head, took his bike, I think, or he was able to get away. They went after a couple that was able to get away, but not after like, you know, accosting them. And from what I could tell, and these kids, because what happened was they started getting arrested later on that night, right? Because they was going crazy, like 40, it's like a gang of kids. Police started arresting them. They didn't arrest them for the rape of a woman. They arrested them for assault and battery throughout the day of the people that they was beating up, right? This is the kicker. This is the kicker. The kids got into the car, or the squad cars. We ain't what they say, we ain't kill that lady. We ain't kill that lady. And the police ain't even know what the hell they was talking about, because that's not what they came and got them for. The kids start pointing the fingers, and it pointed to these 5 kids for the assault of this woman, right? And the police was like, what lady are you talking about? Right? They didn't find this lady till 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when the police found out about the lady that was raped. That's when they started asking these kids, like, all right, so what were you talking about this lady? They point the fingers to 5 kids. That's the 5 kids we see, right? The Central Park 5. The kids admitted to beating the shit out of the lady, or mugging her, we'll say. They mugged her, but they didn't rape her, they said. We mugged her, but we ain't do none of that. One kid said he pretended to hump her or whatever, but they didn't mug him, right? So these kids didn't go down for rape in the first place. They went down for assault and battery and all that other stuff that they did, right? Come to find out years later, which was a couple of years ago, they found the person that did it, which they ironically found a slouch sock with some semen in it after how many years? But allegedly, the guy that did it was in the group of the kids, of the 40 kids. He wasn't one of the 5, he was one of the 40 that I guess went back, doubled back, and did what he did. So Trump takes out an article in like the whatever and was like, we need to bring back the death penalty for shit like this. Yeah, you know what I mean? And he didn't even, and shout out to Protocol, because Protocol covered it on his show. He never once mentioned race. He never once mentioned race. He said good, you know, basically he was saying good people in New York getting, you know, mugged and assaulted by these hooligans. And something need to be done about it. He never once mentioned race or anything like that. Right? So everybody takes this article that he had taken out in the whatever newspaper, but they all fail to read it. He wanted the death penalty for these kids and they didn't do it. No, them kids was whooping people's ass the entire day in the park. They knocked the homeless man unconscious. And this is from a kid. The kid already said that they did it. The kid already said they came across the lady and they robbed her. Luckily, this lady don't have no memory of what happened to her. But this is from their kid with their parents. With their parents. In the room with them. Saying they did what they did. So when people talk about the Central Park 5, these kids was not fucking honor roll students that just got caught up and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No, these kids some fucking hooligans who was out here tearing up, and they came and they got for it. They never went to jail for rape. They never went to jail for sexual assault. They went to jail for other shit. That's the funny part. And there was a bunch of them. And everybody who anybody knows, even when I was a kid, I heard about it. Central Park was not the place to be in the early 90s and the 80s because it was just so fucking rough. Even in Home Alone, they told you don't be in Central Park after dark. So she has no idea what she's talking about. The Netflix show misled a bunch of people. If you go back and you follow it and you watch the shit, you'll see that everything that they said was bullshit. And I sent it to my homegirl because I didn't know if I was crazy. So I sent it to my homegirl, Jackie, like, yo, I ain't even tell her what I thought. I said, yo, I'm going to send you these. Let me know what you think. Each one was an hour and a half, Jay. I got to get a new chair, yo. Each one was an hour and a half, right? She hit me up at the end of the day like, yo, I don't think they raped Shorty, but they definitely effed her up. That's my homegirl saying that. I ain't tell her nothing. I say, yo, this is what it is, because she was talking about watch. I said, here go the whistle names. You let me know what you think. Oh yeah, no, they definitely beat that lady ass, but they ain't rape her. Right? And anybody that watches it, you'll get the same conclusion, especially when you find out that all the parents weren't there. The parents was there, except for one kid. The parents wasn't there. Period. Full stop. I just wish people would do their due diligence and research things instead of going with the status quo, with the narrative. Like, I have no issue telling people when I'm wrong, because I don't want to be out here spreading misinformation. I don't want to. I'll be out here spreading misinformation. I wanted to know what happened because I wasn't gonna watch the Netflix. I didn't even know it was an HBO documentary until I went down to research. You know what I mean? According to a black officer, he was like, yo, these kids in here talking about some lady that we didn't kill her. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. We ain't find no lady. What lady you talking about? They ain't find that lady till 1 o'clock in the morning. Kids already snitched on each other about it. So that's the thing. Oh, he did this. No, you know what? Everybody in New York was outraged about that shit. Everybody in New York was pissed off about what happened in Central Park. And everybody in New York thought them fucking kids did it. Wasn't just Donald Trump. Period. You know why? Because they know what happened. People in New York know what happened in Central Park and how rough Central Park was back in the day. So, I digress. Let's see what else she says.
This man won't even take the sweat off his white, pointy ass fucking nose to a black person if they needed it. And this is who you want to represent your fucking country. Are you?
The guy that won the NAACP Ellis Island Awards. I'm trying to figure out how he won an NAACP award being so horrible, being so racist. You know, that's not to mention the lady that was squatting in Trump Tower that he allowed to stay there. That's the funny part. Not Marie Alice. What's that? Marie Alice Johnson. Is that her name? The Queen Pin lady that was selling drugs and shit, and that he commuted. You know, we're not gonna pretend that she not black, that he didn't, you know, take like the sweat off his pointy white nose to help. You know what I mean? This is the shit I'm talking about. These fake intellectual people right here. These fake intellectuals right here. Of course she's young, and she, you know, she probably can't be no more than what, 23, 24. She's young. But this is the shit. Who fed her that bullshit? Because there's no way she researching it. She heard it from somebody else.
Y'all serious? As if that's not enough, Project 2025. As if that's not enough, he's getting exonerated from crimes that he committed just because he was in office. So if you're a president, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
So Project 2025. Jay, when did you hear about Project 2025?
A couple days ago.
A couple fucking days ago, Jay. A couple days ago. I never heard of Project 2025 until the BET Awards. What the fuck is Project 2025? That's how you know it's a psyop. And everybody running with Project 2025. Nobody heard of Project 2025 until the BET Awards. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. She just created Project 2025, and he not gonna get in trouble for shit he did as president. That's every president has presidential immunity. Did we forget about presidential immunity? Are we gonna pretend that's some new shit? It was always a thing.
They're like kings. They're untouchable.
It was always a thing.
They always had presidential immunity, and the Supreme Court backed it up too.
Yes, the Supreme Court. All the Supreme Court did was reinforce it. Said no, this is a thing, and he has executive privilege. That's what it's called. He's always had executive privilege.
Yep.
And everybody likes to point to, he's going to get off on what crimes did he commit? What? Did the fucking twist themselves into a pretzel, all that fucking dislocating their shoulders, all that reaching they was doing just to convict him as a felon on 34 counts of the same crime. This is nuts, yo. This is clown world. This is clown world, and she's going viral for no reason.
And then nothing will happen because you wasn't off why it happened. Doesn't that sound like dictatorship to y'all? At one point, it's time to get serious because they've been fucking serious. They've been serious about the fake food that they put in the markets. They've been serious about the laws that they're making about women's bodies, even though it's men making these fucking laws about a woman's body. They've been serious about so much about drafting people into the military, and we still over here joking because we think that it's a possibility. It's just...
So the Democrats are the ones that drafting people into the military. I mean, am I wrong about that? The fake food, that's the Democrats lobbying for Bill Gates. I mean, am I wrong about that? Not to mention, the selective service was around when we was kids, Jay.
Yeah.
So we got threatened with jail time for that shit if we didn't sign the papers. They just automatically sign your ass up now, 18 to 26. I remember that. I remember dodging that fucking paper until they sent that letter, said they were gonna lock my black ass up if I didn't sign that shit. Like, this girl has Trump derangement syndrome.
Just over our head that we might get some stimmy money. It's time to get fucking serious, and it's getting sad.
Time to get serious. So she wants you guys to run away from the person that could possibly reverse course, that might be able to throw another wrench in the gears and help us just for, to figure this out. This is crazy. All they doing is blaming Donnie T for everything. They blaming Donnie T for everything. That's the crazy part, Jay. Like I said, making it just a mental gymnastics to be able to do that. You know what I mean? And have no like nothing for nickel slick.
I like how she offered a whole lot of solutions that were going to come through from Joe.
Right, exactly.
She just offered a lot of fear.
Yeah.
That was a bunch of nonsense.
Exactly.
For the other guy. And there's never any, with these clowns, there's never any self-accountability. There's never any ownership. It's always about acknowledgement, being seen, being heard, nonsense.
Hey, Jay, take over. I gotta run upstairs real quick. Let my wife in.
Okay. So it's a sad state of affairs as usual. We see people being deluded into these TDS rants and raves that have no merit. Nothing tangible is going to come about it. It's always theatrics over tangibles. And it's sad because we could do a lot better than that. We could have a lot more decorum. We could have a lot better environment across the spectrum if everyone would put aside the nonsense and start seeing things down the middle. Start seeing things straight down the middle. It isn't always just one side or the other side in extremisms. But sometimes it's straight down the middle, and that's what a lot of these groups are. They're so extreme on the left side, and then you get these extremities that you see over here on the right. So it gets ridiculous. So it's very unfortunate that she's got the TDS issue that last video was about, but it's commonplace. And unfortunately, they're not going to offer any solutions, and they're not going to offer up any accountability. They're not going to step to the plate and say, here's what we could do different. Or, I like it when I hear these type of individuals say we're going to step away from these politicians because I'm not going to put all my eggs over here in one basket. I'm going to start doing for self. And I think that's always been an important measure of how people view their environment. Stepping away from these things of looking for these savior figures or looking for different political ideologies to somehow save you, but try to step away from those ideals and rely on self and rely on your self-accountability. And that's a shame that we didn't see this young lady coming to that point just yet. And maybe given time, she can start to come to that point. Maybe if she starts listening to the Hoteps and she starts listening to me and Cannon or others, then maybe she can start to get that understanding of if it's more important to have accountability and to look for solutions than to put all of your eggs into one basket of political ideologies and hope and pray that a man like Joe, whose ancestors were all slave owners, by the way, is going to somehow come and be a savior to you and offer up solutions that he has not provided whatsoever. You bet, Cannon?
Yeah. Yeah, we got. Bruh. It's just crazy. It's just misguided youth, man. Misguided youth. I tell you.
Yeah, a lot of people were there at one time or another. You know, it could be she needs to get a copy of 1984, the Holy Bible, and behold the pale horse, and she'll be good to go.
I'll be good to go.
A lot of what we need to get back to is we need to get back to reading and studying. And, you know, they're sitting here on these TikToks, you know, getting the cloud off of the TikToks. But what have they been investing in self-wise, you know, self-accountability and the reading aspect of it, your studying aspect, that's got to count for something. The more educated you are about these things, then the better aware you are of what's actually taking place, so that you're not going to fall into the entrapment of these political ideologies, the false right-left paradigms, and these savior figure narratives that allow these young people to keep continuing to adapt, where they're looking upon one person to come in and rescue them out of their plight, instead of saying, what can I do, starting here, starting with me.
I couldn't agree more. I'm still stuck on how motherfuckers acting like Project 2025 was a thing before 2 weeks ago. I was like, what the fuck is Project 2025? And then
I don't know, Protocol at the building, he keeps track of stuff.
Yeah, he keeps track of. He said it was some Reagan era shit, but like it must have like felt now all of a sudden they trying to rehash it or something. I don't know. All I know is Donnie T was like, yo, what's that? I got Agenda 47. Y'all can go read that. I don't know what this Agenda 2025 shit is. You know, that kind of took some wind out of these sails. But, you know, you got to get to these youth, yo. They misguided. They hear TikTok and they's like, oh, I guess I heard on TikTok. It must be true. Instead of going and researching themselves. Instead of going to research it for themselves and find out if it's true or false. You know what I mean? You can't take what you see at face value. Believe none of what you see and none of what you hear at this point. You got to do your research to find out what's the best thing you should do. You know what I mean? You know, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. Like, we got Agenda 2030. I know about that one. You know what I mean?
That's the Club of Rome's agenda. The Mandate 2030 is going to be the one that really puts the brakes on a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
It's going to be wild.
Very, very wild. Anyway, this is the last one for tonight, y'all. I'm getting tired of seeing this fucking girl.
I've never seen her before, so I'm glad I've never seen it.
All right, well.
So I have no idea what her shtick is.
Check this shit out, Jay.
I'm Haley, and I'm from Belfast, Tennessee. It's a little small area near Lewisburg. It's really been a blessing.
I don't know what to feel. It's crazy. I never thought anything like this would ever happen. It's too much to comprehend.
Yeah, I really had no idea that one night in Broadway, having fun with your friends and everything else would change your whole life around.
I think the whole community did that with the Daily Mail, you know, just somebody they didn't know come in asking questions about somebody we all care about. So everybody kind of went into protection.
But I just wanted to stay with me till as long as I'm here.
I am not moving to Los Angeles or New York. I'm staying here with Granny forever.
So, Jay, you don't know who that girl is, Jay?
No.
What? No way. You playing, right?
No, I never saw the.
This is who she is, Jay.
How long is the clip?
A couple of seconds. Look.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me? You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
That's what she's famous for, Jay. That 5-second soundbite. So the guy is one of these guys. I guess he's a YouTuber or something, and he was out in the middle of like buttfuck Tennessee to do like little street interviews, right? And he said, "What trick do you got to keep, to get a man to stay?" So she said, "You gotta give him a little bit of that hot tour and spit on that thing." And it was funny. It was a funny one line. It's two drunk white girls out in the middle of Tennessee having a good time. Somebody asked them something. She said a funny one liner. You leave it at that. But no, Jay. The left, the far. You got the left that thinks she's a Trump supporting whore. Then you got the people. You got the religious people who think she's a Trump supporting whore, and then you got some of the people on the right, the extreme right, like she's coming to save America. She's saving masculinity, and I'm just like, she just a fucking white girl who said a funny one-liner, and that's where it should be left. But no, they give her a document. They give her a documentary. I'm like, she's not interesting. She's a cute white girl who works in the spring factory in the middle of Belfast, Tennessee, who said some funny shit while she was drunk, out with her friends. That's it. They made her famous. She done made like 65 grand or 100 grand off her just that. This is where we are. Grasping at straws, trying to one-up each other with stupid-ass shit like this. I'm not even hating on her. Like, the shit was funny. I thought it was hilarious when I seen it. I was like, yo, that's hilarious. And I let it go. I even put on the thing. I said, if some of y'all black women that do a little hawk toy, you probably wouldn't be in the situations y'all in. You know what I mean? And but I was just like, that shit was funny. That's cool. And then that was it. I was on to the next scroll, but now everybody's made her famous and more than what she actually is. And the shit is sad. It's sad, Jay.
All right.
It's sad.
She getting extended 15 minutes of fame going?
Extended 15. She got more fame.
I had no idea what the heck
Lily White.
I had no idea what this was. I didn't know who the heck the Lily White character was.
That's the girl that said the N-word.
Yeah, I guess. We don't need to play her either. But
no, we're not.
I didn't really know what the characters were on about until
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And she don't. And the
Noel
funny part
said
is that this girl.
The Catch Me Outside girl is worth $50 million. She got beat up yesterday by her boyfriend.
Oh, word? Yeah, that's sad.
Bad Barbie got whooped the heck.
That's sad.
She got two black eyes.
That's the funny part. Like, even she don't even know why she's famous. She's like, I don't even know why I'm famous. She don't even know. But she gonna ride that shit out. I would. Yeah. Why not? You gonna go down in American pop culture history because some dickheads read too far to like a one-off comment.
Yeah, she can start selling the shirts and stuff like that while it's hot.
She might as well she can get some royalties.
There's always a fad.
They using her likeness all over the place. Get your royalties.
Macarena and Achy Breaky Heart. Those were a fad, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was doing the Macarena.
Yep. Don't know none of the words. Just know, hey, Macarena.
Macarena it was popping up. She can go and make some shirts and get a podcast going, and she'll be set.
Exactly. I think that's her goal, is to do a podcast. But I mean, like I said, this is ridiculous. I'm not even hating on her. She seemed like a really cool girl. Down to earth. She even think it's retarded that she's famous, but she's gonna ride this shit out, and I would ride it out too. But this goes to show you guys how dumb people are on the internet. Shout out to Chad Dukes. Chad Dukes used to say, the internet is garbage and people will show you it. The internet is garbage and people will show you that. That is what it is. So salute to this girl, but I don't think I don't know. It's crazy. And then they don't like, then you got Laura Loomer hating on her because they asked, so she was doing an interview with some lady, and the lady asked her would she give Donald Trump some hot tour, and she said no. So I guess her saying that she wouldn't suck on Donald Trump's Johnson just determines that she's not a Donald Trump supporter, and this is ridiculous. And then Laura Loomer started crying about it. You know, why won't you polish my president's knob? Pause. Because she would.
Pause.
That's the crazy part, y'all. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, y'all. I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. And you know what? More power to that girl. You keep doing what you do. You keep doing what you do. Look, here we go. Look at this. Who's this John Root guy? We live in a world where the Hawk Tour girl is praised and platformed for glorifying oral sex for the and the former Miss Universe is trash for having a traditional modest wedding dress. Make that make sense. That dress looks a little Carrie-ish, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that movie?
Is it called Carrie?
Is it called Carrie?
With the Sissy Spacek movie by Stephen King?
Yeah.
With John Travolta?
Anyway, but yeah, he's trashing. So he wants to trash the Hawk Tour girl, and her name is Haley, allegedly. But they're like, so we have this motherfucker ain't real woman that got famous for nothing, just being a hot woman going crazy on the plane. Then we get Lily White that go viral for saying the N-word as a white woman. Not only goes viral, has other retarded black people co-signing it, and then had other dumbasses coming out, retarded people saying the same shit. Like, what's this? Just the word. Like, okay, and then we got Hawk Tour girl. It's all these people that the right is making famous for no reason. For no reason, grasping at straws, trying to find the next fucking savior. That they resorting to this type of stuff. I just think it's funny to me. Mike says pretty privilege is a thing for real. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, it's just funny. It's just funny to me. You can't make some of this shit up. They out here probably it's just crazy. They'll make anybody famous and then what do you think about this? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's so interesting. Oh my gosh, this shit is funny. It is funny to me. I swear, yo. I don't know. The world is crazy. Let's end on a high note. So this happened on the 4th of July. You gotta love this right here, Jay. I imagine this is what the streets of Oklahoma look like around Jay's neck of the woods. First off, Jay, I'm gonna have to get me an outfit like that for next year. I'm gonna have to be out there floating with my leopards. Got grandma out there dancing. She don't know what to do with herself. My man floating with his leopards. So guys, what we call this in, my neck of the woods is a block party. We call this a block party. And it's great to see people of all ages and genders and ethnicities out there having a good time on the 4th of July. It looks like all the neighbors, they got the little bounce house up there at the top. All the neighbors, like, they got a little something set up in their yard. Like they sharing and having a good time with each other. This is how life should be right here. This is what Hotepistan should look like right here. This is what Hotepistan should look like right here. Everybody having a good time. Nobody yelling at each other. We don't see nobody fighting. Nobody throwing chairs at nobody. Nobody getting hit with a bottle rocket. Everybody just having a good time. You hear the music. Yeah, they getting hit with a bottle rocket. Everybody hear the music.
They say the man put a what did he say he did? Did you see that? They said a man put a fire.
What happened?
They said a man put a firecracker on his head somewhere.
That was stupid.
And lit it.
Now he in traction. He in ICU, ain't he? Or did he kill himself?
He did. It blew his head up because I don't know what kind it was that he was using, but he put one on his head, on the top of his head, and set it off.
That's stupid.
Because he thought it was just gonna shoot off, and he was gonna laugh about it, like, ha ha, this is funny.
People forget that like fireworks are just explosives.
Yeah,
they're explosives.
Yeah, boom, blew his head off.
Jesus,
that's rough.
You know how many people lost their fingers to fireworks? You think that's what you did?
It was said that it was 33 people died. What was like 20 in Chicago at least for the weekend. It was like 2 people got killed there in Philly, and then it was like 20 shootings or something like that there in Chicago.
That's crazy.
The sound of the firecrackers would cover for all the violence out in the streets. But here we can see a wonderful, peaceful block.
Not a wonderful, peaceful block party.
You're getting blasted on.
My man floating with his leopards. Everybody having a good time out there. Kids out there, everybody enjoying themselves. You can't beat something like this, man. You know what? And the funny part is that neighbors don't even really like intermingle like this anymore. This used to be nothing new back in the day. You know, we had a few block parties, and when I was younger, I told you how we used to be out there, all the neighborhood kids and kids from the other neighborhood. We have our little water awards and catch one, catch all, and all that other stuff.
Y'all had to run from the rabbit man and the butt naked man.
We had to run from the bunny man, you know, and the butt naked man trying to show his butt naked on the train. He, you know, we ain't know what's up with him, you know. But you know, we had a good time in our neighborhoods. It's called block party. Everybody's like, oh,
y'all got so many mythological characters there in Baltimore. So the bunny man came.
Looks like a nice neighborhood. Look at the houses. There's some nice houses right there. You know what I mean? This is what it should be. This is how it should be. A bunch of everybody just dancing off key. They drunk. They got their Dos Equis and they Coors Lights and all that other stuff. You know, why not? You know, this is life right here, guys. This is what we should strive to be right here. This is harmony. This is harmony. Okay, that's what that is. I'll tell you. You know. Can't beat a good block party. Can't beat a good block party. Anyway, you got anything else, Jay?
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they do about Joe and see if they get to fighting at that convention. I think that'll be kind of interesting to see if they start. I think that they're going to slide in a lot of sneak dissing. I think that's what I think it's going to get petty with the sneak disses.
I agree.
Depending on who they put up there on that podium. And I think it's going to be a lot of self-promotion. I don't even think they're even going to acknowledge Joe that much. I think it's just going to be like next year, 2028, we got Gavin, we got Kamala. The left has a lot of people ready for you guys. Watch out. We got something bigger and better planned for you than old Joe. All right, old Joe, come on up here and say your piece. I think it's going to be that type of sneak dissing. We're going to be like, oh, man, they did him dirty just then.
He went, oh.
He won't know what's going on. He'll think they're cheering for him.
Oh man, that'd be like when they did "Let's Go, Brandon."
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank you. It's gonna be that same nonsense.
Goodness gracious, man, that is hilarious. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see. Maybe they're gonna use the Olympics for cover.
Oh, we don't even want to get started on the Olympics. Shit, that could be a whole event right there.
I know,
because it's in France after they just been having the
the riot,
election and the riots and the talks about what was it, voter suppression, and then crackdowns on people that were going to monitor everybody. There could be a whole firestorm going down over there.
Exactly.
It seems like it was right on time too.
Right on time. So y'all keep your eyes on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel. Keep them eyeballs loose. Stay frosty. Watch the Olympics. See if some shit go down, guys.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna keep Joe in, and we're gonna see probably something contentious at that election, and then we might get us an October surprise. I mean, that's where I'm thinking they're gonna go with it. I think that's when they maybe pull him. It's October.
October. Damn, that's late.
It is late, but
It would make,
but it's like they're giving us the little clues though ahead of time, so they're getting us, prepped and ready. Because we're only 3 months away. Yeah. From the election, right? 3-4 months away. Yeah. That's it.
So it's gonna be interesting, guys. We're about to find out. Anyway, guys, if you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, guys. Let people know we live. You catching a replay? Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. We can use that constructive criticism. You want to donate to the channel? $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App, Super Chat, Rumble Rants. Always welcome, guys. Anyway, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss, and don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. We holla at you.
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.